Peace. What's going on, everybody, man? Give everybody a chance to tune back on in with your boy. Back for round two, man. Got a little bit more time to build. And I feel like this is an important subject in regards to what I'm about to build on, man. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to tap back in, man, for round two. We're doing 2-a-days out here, man. So we got something else we got to get off our chest, man, before the day ends, man. So hopefully y'all got some more time to build with the kid, man. Magic, peace. What's going on with you? Ray Shine, peace. What's going on? Like this situation, man, I'm gonna break it down, and hopefully I bring a different perspective in regards to this particular situation. Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all know about Kwame Brown, man. Y'all know about this entire situation. If not, all you got to do is Google it, and pretty sure it will come up. But I'm about to break this down, man. Just give y'all some other things to think about, because it's something that I was really pondering about last night. I really been pondering it the entire time during this particular situation. Raphael, peace. Jock King of Law, peace, God. What's going on? But this situation, man, is showing and proving how controversy sells, how controversy gets you the attention, how controversy makes you the money at the end of the day, opposed to being righteous. Hence why a lot of people strive to be controversial. I'm not saying Kwame Brown went out of his way to be controversial, but him responding to the controversy is what built his platform. So what's sad is, no matter all the things, man, Kwame Brown, according to him, when this first popped off, he was doing a lot of positive things. Tay, peace, Queen, what's going on? He was doing a lot of positive things before all of this popped off. But did any of the positive things that he did before all of this popped off, did any of that go viral? Did any of that cause him to get a massive amount of subscribers in a short period of time? Did him buying land go viral? Did him buying land cause him to become a YouTube sensation? Emphatically, no. It didn't happen. David, Lindell, peace. What's going on? What's going on? It didn't happen. And that's the world we live in. So if I go around talking about the land that I got, if I walk around talking about something that's educating the people, that's not really going to go viral. That's not going to cause me to blow up overnight. But if somebody been talking bad about me for 20 years and then I respond and I just go off and I vent, then guess what? I have the opportunity to blow up overnight. And that's kind of sad to me. That's sad, man. That's kind of tragic that that's the way that the world is. The dude didn't blow up overnight until he started to vent in a negative light. Now, of course, he's speaking some truthful things in that, but the fact of the matter is, people are really gravitating towards him because it's kind of entertaining, the controversy. They like to hear him go in on other people. Like, that's what they like. That's why people are gravitating towards it. Now, of course, they taking some jewels along the way, but for the most part, people tapping in to hear him talk crazy about other people. That's what people tapping in for. Nero, peace. What's going on? Kurt, what's going on? So let's be honest. Like, if dude was just out here giving everybody game in a positive manner, people wouldn't be tapping in like that. People tapping in because he's entertaining, because he out here going off on people, he cursing people out. That's the true reason why people continue to catch his live stream. The moment Kwame say, you know what? All right, I'm done talking crazy about people, man. I'm going to strive to just educate y'all, and I'm going to make this more positive, a little bit more righteous and things of that nature. Guess what? People going to start tuning in. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it, because he's been doing good things this whole while, and people ain't even heard of dude. People ain't even heard of dude until this situation came to light. So this man then blew up overnight in a manner that's not necessarily righteous. Now, of course, again, he's defending himself. They've been talking about this dude for a minute. Airview, peace, what's going on? So I have no problems with his approach in him defending himself. Have no problem, man, because they've been talking bad about dude for the longest. My thing is, it's just sad that that's what it takes. That's what it takes for us to flock to a platform. And that's why people, and then what's crazy is we get upset with people because they take those type of drastic measures to draw people in. And we say, well, they only doing that for attention. They only doing that for shock value. Well, because y'all have made that acceptable, because y'all continue to gravitate towards that type of stuff. So you can't be mad at people for taking that approach, because we keep flocking to it. We keep flocking to it. What everybody is showing me is that if I get on here and I start talking bad about people, if I start bad mouthing people, I guarantee you the numbers will improve. The numbers will increase. Guarantee it. And I already know that. I already know that. If I get on here and I just start cursing everybody out, I start calling people out their names, and I start just going in on people, it'll be a whole different ball game. DJ Elmo, Dominique, Thunder, Peace, what's going on? It'll be a whole entirely different ball game. If I did that, this would be a whole different ball game. I just strive not to do that. Like Kwame Brown mentioned, people on these platforms be tearing other brothers down, but they ain't talking about the white folks. I try to talk about the white folks. See, y'all saw what I did when the Chad Wheeler situation happened, when a white football player tried to kill the sister. That's what I'm talking about. That's when I'm gonna start bad mouthing people. That's when I'm gonna start talking crazy. I'm not really gonna start talking crazy when it comes to other black people. I'm literally gonna talk bad when it comes to the other folk. That's what I'm gonna do. The only time I'm gonna get on here and talk bad about my people is when y'all frustrate me and y'all don't take care of y'all health and take care of y'allself and things of that nature. And when y'all continue to entertain the foolishness, that's when I get on here and talk bad. That's when I get on here and talk crazy. But as far as like every other video, man, I'm just going in on somebody, man. It's like, it's not even, I don't want to do that. But if I did that, it'd be a whole different ball game, because that's what we flock to. That's what we gravitate towards. And we show and prove that every other week with things going viral, with people platforms going viral. Just pay attention to what goes viral. He went viral because of him going in. Like, that's his thing now. That's his thing now. Let me get on here and let me rant. Let me curse them out. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me call people up out of their names. Let me joan on them and things of that nature. Like, that's literally what he's doing. Let me sprinkle some truth in there. And that's what we gravitate towards. That's why some of our ancestors have literally died broke, because that education, that knowledge doesn't sell. That's why people don't gravitate towards it. That's why the kids don't want to see you coming around with those books, because they like, man, them books ain't gonna get me to this bag, as they like to call it. So that's why a lot of our ancestors, man, that put their blood, sweat, and tears into doing proper research and giving our people the game, giving our people this knowledge, they didn't have to die penniless, because we would rather entertain nonsense. We would rather entertain destruction. We would rather entertain us tearing one another down. That's what we would rather do. Listen, I get it, man, what Kwame's on. I get him defending himself, but after a while, it then got old. I'm going to just keep it real. I lasted for about a good few videos. Now it's like every time he get on there, I'm like, all right, man, this is getting old, bro. All right, we get it. We get it. Like, I'm tired of hearing you continue to talk like this, man. We get it. We get it, man. Now you have defended yourself. You got it. All right. It got to be something else you can talk about other than continuing to talk about these cats. So it then got a little old to me, man. It got old real quick. It's like, I don't want to continue to entertain this, you know? And that's like, I'm not gravitating towards that any longer. Like, people don't, and this is, again, this would be an unpopular truth. This would be an unpopular truth, but I feel like this is what's wrong with our people. You got too many, like I said, man, you got too many black people. You got too many people out here. You got too many people that died. You got too many people that's still out here where they made it their mission to educate black folks, I'm talking about give y'all the truth about y'all selves, about y'all history, about how to eat. And we don't entertain that. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to listen to that. We don't want to listen to that. We don't want to hear that. This is why these young bulls, this is why the youth, that's why they take the route that they take half the time. Because we showing them this is what gets you the notoriety. And we know the youth, they like the notoriety. They want the notoriety. They want the fame. They want the subscribers. This is their era. This is the social media era. Like, that's what they thrive off of. So they like, all right, man, this dude went out here and start talking crazy. That's all I got to do to get these subscribers. I'm gonna do it. That's all I got to do to get my subscriber count up. That's all I got to do to get monetized and get some money out here. I'm going to talk bad. Let me go do it. Let me go do it. We not showing them that righteousness. We not showing them that righteousness is what's going to go viral. We not showing them that. We not showing them that. This dude has been doing positive work for a minute, and it has not been talked about. He only gets talked about when it's this. That's doing him a disservice. It's doing him a disservice. I'm talking about Kwame Brown. And that's how it is. That's how it be. Now, let's flip the script. What if Kwame Brown would have gave a more positive response toward it? What if Kwame Brown wasn't cursing people out? What if he responded by saying, man, I heard what they said about me. I disagree with what they said about me. I'm out here with my own land, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing good for myself. If he responded like that, do you think he would have went viral? Emphatically no. Once again, emphatically no. If he would have just been like, man, they calling me a bust, but I'm out here with my own land. I'm out here being an entrepreneur. I'm taking care of my family. I took care of my mother at 18. How am I a bust? If he would have responded like that, they wouldn't have been paying attention to him. They wouldn't have even cared. They wouldn't have even cared. But what he said, like what I just said, was something that's very positive. But if I would have just said it, if he would have just said it just like that, they wouldn't have paid any attention to it. That's messed up. It's messed up. That's messed up, man. It took for him to just go in on these dudes. For people to be like, man, I want to see what he's talking about. Like, that's what it took. That's what it took. So that's what we showing the youth, man. That's what we showing the youth. We got to be mindful of, man. We got to be mindful of the things that we gravitate towards, man. Again, shout out to the brother for defending himself. But, man, we get it now. we get it. Some of us already had got it, but we get it, man. The thing of it is, he's going to turn into what he criticizes. And that's what people got to watch. That's what happens when people blow up overnight. He criticized Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson. He said, man, they use their platform to tear down black men. He's essentially kind of doing the same exact thing. So he got to watch that, man. He got to watch that, because at the same time where he's saying they utilize their platform to tear black men down, is plenty of times where they did not tear black men down. Like, they have brought plenty of black athletes on their platform and praised them. So you can't say that. You can't say that they just use their platform solely to bring down black men. That's incorrect, man. Every other person that they interview is black, and they give them their flowers and they give them props. So we can't do them like that. We can't do them like that totally. Yeah, they talk bad about certain black people on that platform, man, but to act like that's the sole purpose of their platform, ridiculous. Come on, man. We can't do that. They've used their platform for some good as well. I've seen them give plenty of people their flowers, whether it be some old athletes that's retired, that's underrated, or some young bulls. I've seen them use their platform for good. So we can't sit here and act like that's all they use their platform for. But literally, he's becoming what he's criticizing. And that's the problem that I have. And that's what tends to happen. That's what tends to happen. Don't become what you criticize, man. Maze, yeah, and which I get, but he's starting to the problem that I'm having, and I'm being objective with the criticism, and I'm able to look at it from both sides. I get it, but he's starting to make too many videos calling himself a real man for me. From my understanding, man, a real man ain't finna continue to acknowledge the fact that he's a real man. So it's like, we get it. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. So I'm looking at it from an objective lens. Some of it is starting to get a little corny, redundant, repetitive. So it's like, we got the point. We get it. Now what? Like, I don't want to continue to hear you tell everybody that you a real man and that type of stuff, man. Now it's starting to get a little corny to me. And that's just me looking at it objectively speaking. Because like I said, I can agree with a lot of what he's saying, but then I also disagree with some of his approach as well. Just like I can look at the platforms that he criticizing and take something good from them and take something bad from them. So his entire approach is not 100% positive on my end through my lens, because I got to look at everything objectively. I feel like as a real man, I feel like his approach should change a little bit now if he continues to call himself a real man. And that's just kind of how I'm looking at it. Kurt, it depends on the type of controversy. Because Kurt asked, do you think if these platforms will stop cashing out for controversial videos, do you think people will continue to do it? I misread that. But if the platform stop cashing out for the controversial videos, I don't want to say yes fully, because that's been marketing 101 for the longest. Marketing 101 and always told you a few things: sex sales and controversy sales. So as long as people out here got to find a way to make money, then they're going to use controversy and they're going to use sex to try to sell a product or a service, no matter the platform. So as long as those two rules apply, controversy and sex sales, then you can always account for people striving to be controversial, no matter what platform they got to be controversial on. So if they stop paying people on YouTube, then people just gonna go somewhere else and be controversial because they trying to make money, they trying to sell a product. So marketing 101 tells you sex sales and controversy sales. As long as that exists, people gonna always strive to be controversial for the wrong reasons. And you can count on that. You'll probably whoa, what my computer doing? You'll probably see less of it on these platforms. You would definitely see less of it on these platforms. It's almost like, because you got to watch what they consider controversial. See, when black people tear each other down, they don't really look at that as controversial. They don't care anything about that. That's cool. They want to see that. But when we start talking the truth about the system and these white folks, then that's when they want to call it controversial. So you already see less of that type of content out here. They done already did away with that. So you literally got people out here that are considered conspiracy theorists, man, that don't even care to entertain YouTube like that, because YouTube won't monetize their platforms. But at that particular point, you doing this for the wrong reason, man. If you got a mission, if you got a purpose, and part of that purpose is to drop the information to the people, then it don't matter if you get monetized or not. Drop that information on all your platforms, man, because again, when you fulfill your purpose, man, the money and all of that, the wealth is going to come to you. So if people stop doing what they doing simply because the platform said they not getting paid, and they was doing it for the wrong reason, and you come to find that out when a lot of people, like when they channels get demonetized and all that type of stuff, and they just quit putting out content. You was doing it solely for the money. Doing it solely for the money. Yeah, Dominique, man, I'm saying. Now I get it, man. They talk bad about them. Man, but we grew up in the era where we had to joan every day. People talk bad about me all the time. People talked about me being short. Man, listen, don't even get me started, man. People talk bad about me all the time, man. I'm not about to sit here and make a name for myself in regards to responding to all that, man. You know, so we get it, man. A lot of us didn't been picked on. A lot of us didn't been talked bad about for years, you know. So I get it. I get it. But at some point, if you gonna consider yourself a real man, at some point, now it looks like you just crying about the situation. That's just what it looks like when you keep using the label a real man, man. So it's like, all right, man, at some point it gets old. You know, at some point it gets old. We gotta start building on something else, man. We gotta start building on some more productive things. You got that issue off. Man, Matt Barnes even said y'all can box. Go ahead, box, get it off your chest. You ain't got to go to his platform, man. Just box, get it out your system. And then let's talk about how we're gonna build these communities up. Let's talk about mending the relationship amongst black men and women. Let's focus on that. That's where all of our attention should be. That's where all of the focus should be. You know, we don't need to continue to expend that amount of energy that we expend toward bashing one another, man. They gonna already do enough of that, man. We already got enough people and enough outlets, enough sources that's bashing us and tearing us down. We don't need to continue to do that. Amari, peace, what's going on, man? We don't need to. AK Gorilla, yes sir. You indulge, you become, and that's why I say it all the time. People become what they criticize. I've seen it all the time. People become what they criticize. I've seen it all the time, man. I've literally seen it all the time, man. So you can't allow people talking bad about it. And again, that's allowing people to have power over you, whether we want to admit that or not. When people get a certain type of response out of you, man, you lack control. You just relinquish your power. I don't care how long somebody been talking about you. The moment you get off your square, the moment you start coming at them in a light that's just kind of ridiculous, they have power over you. They have power over you. And y'all got to know. And I'm gonna drop another jewel on y'all, man. I'm gonna drop another jewel on y'all. Do y'all think I'm gonna just drop a jewel on y'all? Do y'all think if my man's Kwame, if he didn't get, if everybody didn't start flocking to his page, his channel and his pages, he didn't get his channel monetized, do y'all think he would have still been going in like he's going in? Like, come on now. Like I said, man, I get it. I'm all for it. I'm all for you defending yourself, man. I'm all for it. But we just got to start understanding, man, that, like, the power that we have, man. And we got to start controlling those emotions more, man. We got to start controlling our feelings more, man. We got to start practicing that discipline, especially when we coming out claiming to be real man and all of that, man. And all of that. Like, we got to start doing better just individually speaking. Shine, peace, what's going on with you? Tony, what's going on with you, G? So again, we got to look at this thing objectively. There are plenty of points where I agree with Kwame. There are plenty of points where I disagree. Just like with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and whatnot. Plenty of points where I agree with them. Plenty of points where I don't agree with them. We should be able to do that. We should be able to assess situations like that as black men and black women, instead of saying, you know what, I'm finna just go in on y'all. And Kurt, that's how I honestly feel about it, man. That's how I honestly feel about it. If he didn't see that it was beneficial for him to go in like he was going in, man, you wouldn't be getting stream after stream after stream. You wouldn't be getting it, man. You just would not be getting it. And we just gotta be real about that, man. We would not be getting it, man. Stay focused on your purpose, man. Stay focused on your mission, man. Do not lose sight of that, man. Do not allow people and their negativity to bring you down to that level. You can't allow that, man, because now at a certain point, people are gonna stop taking you seriously, man. Because now the only reason, one of the reasons why people are gravitating towards you is because of the way you're going in. So now you got to uphold that. You got to uphold that. Like, sadly enough, like I said, man, if he start keeping it righteous, man, if he really just start focusing on informing, he gonna still have people rock with him, but he gonna lose a lot of people, man. Magic Rims, yeah, that book is a jewel. That book is a jewel for sure. So I'm just more so disgusted, man, that's what it takes, man. Like, what type of example are we setting, man? Like, that's the type of stuff that blows you up overnight, man. And we wonder why these people continue to take that type of approach, man. We can't be surprised out here, man. We can't be like, dang, man, why they doing that for shock value? Why they out here trying to be controversial? Why they out here filming this, that, and the third? Because, man, they trying to blow up overnight because they see that that's what it takes. They not seeing a brother out here speaking that positivity, blowing up overnight. They don't see that. They don't see people. They don't see individuals out here telling folks how to eat better, how to think better, how to live better. They don't see that going viral. So they not gonna entertain that. Ain't gonna entertain that, man. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to talk about that, man. That ain't what people want to hear. So I don't even, man, listen. Man, the youth just following the instructions, man. The youth just following the instructions, man. They see what we gravitating towards and they like, that must be the recipe for some fame, some notoriety. Let me go do that. Let me go do that, man. They tell you controversy sells, sex sells. That's what they continue to push on us. That's what we continue to push on ourselves. People would rather be entertained and educated. You'd rather be entertained and educated, man. That's why people don't take education seriously. That's why these kids don't take information seriously. That's why people don't take knowledge seriously, because people would rather be entertained, as if education is not entertaining, as if information and knowledge is not entertaining. We just somehow separated the two. So we don't care about being educated. We don't care about being informed. We just merely care about being entertained. If it doesn't entertain us, we not open. We not receptive to it. And that's the way of the world, man. So we'd rather be entertained. So give me that controversy because it's entertaining. I don't care how destructive it is. I don't care. Let me see that. Let me see that because it's entertaining. I want to see these people go back and forth. I want to see these people argue. I want to see these people fight. That's entertaining to me. I don't want to see these people have a truce. I don't want to see the peace. I don't want to see that. That ain't entertaining. It's a storyline behind them arguing. It's a storyline about them because now I got to see what he say next. You know, once they establish a truce, then it's done. They about to just start talking positively about one another. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. Yeah, Travian, and that's part of my point, which is disgusting. It's disgusting. I have literally did my own type of studies on that type of stuff, man, and I prove it. I prove it to be correct every time. It's trash, man. It's trash and it's tragic. Like I said, man, if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to blow up overnight, I know exactly what to do and say. I know exactly. I got controversial titles and topics and subjects just in the vault, man. Like if I wanted to do it, I could do it. If I wanted to be one of them dudes on here hooping and hollering and cursing, I could do it. But I'm not doing it. Like I'm not doing it at all. Like because I don't want to blow up artificially. I want people to understand. Like when people gravitate towards me, it's authentic. It's authentic. Like this is me every day, all day. When you turn this stream off, if y'all came and met up with me right after this stream, I'm gonna talk to y'all just like I'm talking now. Like literally. I'm gonna drop it just how I'm dropping it now. Nothing different. A lot of times when these people do things for that shock value, it's artificial. Y'all remember Lil B back in the day? Lil B proved that point. He came out with, man, just tripping. But he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. So y'all remember that back in the day, man. Lil B was coming out here, man, rapping just garbage. But he was doing that on purpose. I'm still not a fan of him, but he was doing what he did on purpose. Controversy. He was coming out with stuff saying, I'm gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing that because that's marketing. That's marketing. Like, y'all remember that? And Sharif, man, that's what I don't know if you caught that when I was saying it, but that's exactly what I said. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, they had plenty of black athletes, old and young on there, and gave them all flowers. So Kwame can't be sitting here and act like that's all their platform was for. Like I said, I agree with both sides, and I also got some points where I disagree with both sides. And that's how we should look at everything. It's always like we act like we got to choose a side out here. We act like we can't look at things objectively. It's almost like rappers. People act like they can't like Tupac and Biggie at the same time. It's like I either got to be Team Tupac or Team Biggie. I either got to be Team Nas or Team Jay-Z. It's like I can't like both of them at the same time. And that's how we tend to act. Like, I'm Team Kwame, forget Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. Nah, you can see the best. You can see solid points on both sides. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with me saying, man, all right, I see what Kwame's saying over here, but I also see what Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson saying over here too. It's okay to do that. We do realize that it's okay to do that. Like that is just fine to do, man. That's a-okay to agree with both sides, or to find points on both sides where you agree with them, and to find points on both sides where you disagree. That is okay to do. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that at all. What you say, Dominique? Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. Man, move in silence. Move in silence, man. You're going to be rewarded by your deeds, man, your ways and actions, the work you putting in, man. Put in that work. Put in that work. You're going to get rewarded for that work, man. But see, they don't see that, though. Because the crazy thing about it is the people that's moving righteously, man, they really not out here announcing their moves, as you said, moving in silence. So a lot of people don't think the righteousness gets rewarded on that level, simply because the people that's moving righteously yet getting rewarded for it, they don't really care to publicize it, because that's not what it's about. So when I make my moves righteously and I get rewarded for it, I don't care. Like, I don't care, because that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's why you don't see a lot of people publicizing their righteous moves, man, because we doing it for a totally different reason. We don't care about the fame, the notoriety. We don't care about getting rewarded for our ways and actions, man. We did what we did to help somebody, and that's it. That's it. So that's why we're not gonna see a lot of positivity, man. A lot of righteousness get rewarded, get publicized, get pushed, because the people that's righteous that should be pushing it, they not gonna do it. They not gonna do it, man, because they not doing it for that. They not doing it for the fame. They not doing it for attention. They not doing it for publicity. They doing it simply because it was in their heart and their mind to do it. Like, they wanted to help some people, so they help somebody. They ain't say, I want to help somebody, but I hope this go viral. I want to help somebody and I hope the world see it. Like, nah, not at all. RBG all day, every day. Now, I knew who Kwame Brown was. You know what I'm saying? Basketball was my sport. So, of course, I knew about him. Man. But this right here, he didn't generate all types of attention because of this particular situation. Yeah, Dominique, man, I'm telling you, man, we always divide and conquer, man. Let's choose a side. Let's put them at odds and make them choose a side, man. So I hope at the end of the day, man, as Sharif said, man, I hope at the end of the day, the brothers come together, man, and establish some sort of peace. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that's what it's all about, man. We should be striving to establish peace amongst one another, not be at odds, not be at war with one another, man. That ain't the objective. We already got a bigger enemy that's targeting us, man. So we can't be targeting one another. Every time that we do that, man, we take a million steps back. CC, peace, what's going on? So every time we are at war with one another, man, we taking a million steps back. And steps back, that's the wrong direction. So we taking a million steps back in the wrong direction, man, and that is not beneficial at all. So we should always be striving to gain an understanding and to establish some form of peace amongst one another, man, because we got a larger enemy, the unseen hand, as we like to call them. We got a larger enemy that we got to deal with. And they just laughing every time they see us at odds with one another, man. They get a kick out of it. So we got to stop feeding the beast. We got to stop feeding them. That's food for them. They love to see it. They love it. They love to consume it. They love to say, all right, look at them. Look at them. At odds, man. And matter of fact, we gonna give a few of them a platform so that they can tear one another down. So we just gotta, man, we gotta be mindful of the stuff that we entertain, man. We gotta be mindful of the stuff that we share. Like I said, I entertained it for like a day, and then I was like, you know what? It's getting corny. It's getting corny. Khalil, beautiful God is keys, peace. What's going on? I can only tolerate that type of stuff for so long, man. Then it just started getting corny to me. Because y'all already know, man, I'm like solution oriented, man. So it's like, all right, man, you done got it off your chest. You done spoke how you feel. So now what's next? What's the next step? What's the next step? Like, we going to continue to talk about these dudes, or we just going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to start talking about something of benefit. So, like, stuff like that just get old. It get corny to me, man. Like, if I want to go see that, I'm going to watch a stand-up special or something, man. If I want to see some people just joke all day, I'm going to go watch some stand-up special for that. Yeah, Magic Realms, that divide and conquer is real in the field. Divide and conquer is definitely real in the field, man. Definitely real in the field. Like I said, we always feel like we got to choose a side. Got to start being more objective. Yeah, man, we definitely, man, definitely. But most people do it for the applause. They do it for the attention. They do it for the fame. They do it for the subscribers. They do it for the likes. They do it for all of that, man. They striving to go viral, man. Like, that's the new thing. Let me see what I can do to go viral. All right, I seen somebody do something to go viral. Let me emulate that, man. I need to go viral. I need this attention on me. I need to get my subscribers up. So let me go ahead and talk crazy real quick because I seen that worked. So that's what we own, man. And we can't keep living like this, man. We can't keep living like this, man. Yeah, Santriez, man. Like I said, it's an unpopular opinion to possess. It then got old for me real quick. Like I said, I entertained it for a minute, but now I'm done, man. Like I ain't even checking for it no more, man. Cause I'm like, dude, it's getting corny now, man. Hey, wisdom, man. You always got to take that accountability and responsibility for your life, no doubt. That definitely takes your life to the next level, to shine. Attention seeking is the new currency. It's exactly what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. If you want to if you ever get, short of money, man, if you ever looking for something to do as a side hustle, man, just get on a platform, just get on YouTube and start talking bad about your brothers and sisters, man. That's all you got to do. Just tear them down, but just start going in on them, man. You'll be all right in a few months. You do that. Like you'll be all right if you do that, man. That's the formula. That's the recipe for the attention. That's the recipe for the fame. It's the recipe out here, man. Selling sex and that controversy. That's the recipe, man. You could read any marketing book. I guarantee you're going to come across that. Now, that's other things that sell as well. But controversy and sex, they don't let you know. Those two things, man, sell. Those two things sell heavily. So when you see these platforms, man, that's what you out here witnessing, man. That's what you out here bearing witness to. That's what you seeing, man. That's what you bearing witness to out here, man. They selling you sex, and then they selling you that controversy. Not too many times is the righteousness gonna cause somebody to blow up overnight. Like, yeah, he blew up overnight because he was he was praising a black woman, or she blew up overnight because she was praising a black man, or he blew up overnight because he was praising another brother, or she blew up overnight because she was praising another sister. No. It's gonna be like, oh, they blew up overnight because they was talking crazy. Oh, shine, and that's pretty much that's the point I'm making. You actually just spoke my point, believe it or not. You kind of indirectly spoke my point there, Shine. That's the reason why people don't take social media seriously, because of the stuff that tends to go viral. So you pretty much indirectly spoke my point. The whole reason why you don't take social media seriously is because of what I'm saying. Because every time you look up, it's controversy. It's somebody selling sex. Like, it's stuff that you shouldn't take seriously. That's the type of stuff that you consistently see, that consistently goes viral. So that's that you kind of indirectly spoke to my point, Tony. And I agree with that 100%. That's part of what I agree with. But at the same time, Tony, he came at Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson like they haven't been doing the same. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, man, they didn't been doing some righteous work as well. And that's what I'm trying to say. People act like they can't give Kwame his props, but then they can't give Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes their props as well. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they did some pretty solid things, man, especially over the years. So I'm not about to sit here and totally act like they've been garbage and their platform has been trash. Man, their platform has been straight. Now, it ain't been 100% perfect, but I'm not about to solely bash their platform like that and act like their platform has been used for no good. That to me would be incorrect. Now, I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith at all. So when Kwame talk about him, I'm cool on dude. He a puppet to me. But Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, man, they platform have been utilized for some righteous things, man. They did some pretty righteous things on that platform, especially giving some people who people didn't forgot about. If you're a basketball fan, they didn't have plenty of people that I'm talking about. I grew up idolizing, that people just forgot about, and they done brought them back to the surface, man. So that's good. That's big. That's big, man. They gave people a platform. Matter of fact, Kwame Brown wouldn't have the attention on him that he has if they didn't mention his name. So that's something that also That's something to also be mindful of as well. He wouldn't be as big as he is right now if Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes did not mention if they did not mention him. But man, they done brought some people, man, that I grew up idolizing under the radar that inspired me to hoop and play basketball. They done brought them back to the surface when we thought they was out here non-existent. And they let the world know that such and such is still out here, man, and this is what he doing now, and this is what he got to say. So I respect that in regards to their platform, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, man. I respect what they did as well. So I'm not about to totally bash them and act like I just got 100% support what Kwame is saying. Yeah, Kwame dropping some jewels, but he also dropping some unnecessary ignorance too. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson didn't drop some jewels, and they didn't also drop some unnecessary ignorance too. And I just believe that's looking at it from a standpoint of equality, from a standpoint of dealing with balance and being objective. Supreme Miss Donnie, peace. What's going on? Supreme Law. You already know they definitely selling their religion, but let them tell it. They ain't selling that religion. Let them tell it they ain't selling that. But you know, we already know that they selling that. They gonna always sell that. They gonna always push that on the kids, man. They gonna always push that religion on us. Ms. Donnie, 100% accurate. 100% accurate. 100% accurate. I know plenty of people that were in that industry. I studied people, used to be real big into studying music. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, like literally, man, the record execs would tell certain people, listen, we know you want to rap, we know you want to put out songs with a message, but nah, you got to put out this destructive music. You got to come out here and tell your people to shoot and kill one another. That's what we're gonna put out on the radio. I remember Young Buck said that, man. Young Buck was like, man, he wanted to do some semi-conscious music, and they was like, nah, you got to put out this type of music. So we already know. We already know. Nah, Under Drifter, I ain't even denying that. But what if you missed what I was saying in the beginning, Kwame Brown didn't been doing righteous work, but he didn't start getting this attention and recognition until he lashed out. And basically what I'm saying is that shows and proves that controversy sells instead of you living a righteous life. So you just living your righteous life, being Kwame Brown, doing positive things, doing good things is not going to be enough to get you some recognition. But when you lash out, and I don't even care if they've been attacking you, we didn't all been talked about. People have been talking about me for a very long time. So we didn't all been talked about. That's part of growing up for me. That's part of growing up for us, man. We grew up in the era of Jonah. We grew up in the era, if you claim to be good at something and you come out and you're not that great, you getting talked about. So that's the era that we grew up in. If you coming out here saying that you balling and you come out here and you trash, we finna drive you through the ground. So that's the era that I grew up in, talking about people that were supposed to be good that wasn't. So I was a product of that era. So I know all about it. So I know what Kwame doing. He defended himself because people was talking about him. But man, we didn't all been talked about. So I get it. I get it. But man, he been also doing some things that's went under the radar that's positive that should have been getting highlighted just as much as him lashing out is getting highlighted. It's other people that been so-called busts too that get bashed, but they sitting in the cut, they minding their business, man. So it's like at the end of the day, it just shows and proves what sells, what gets you the attention, what gets you the subscribers. I'm not denying that he ain't came out here and spoke some facts and some truths. Just like I ain't gonna deny Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson that came out here and did some truthful things and did some righteous things. Never gonna deny that. But the fact of the matter is things don't generate attention, a certain type of attention, unless they are controversial. Or if it's sex. Those are the top two things. Because he could have came out and responded in a totally different light, but it wouldn't have generated no attention. And now it just appears as if he's rolling with the attention. And that's what it just appears, man. Like just on the outside looking in, being objective, man. Because I didn't be, like I said, I didn't been there, done that. We didn't been talked about. We didn't been talked about, man. I've been there, done that. You know how it is to Joan. You know how it is to be talked about. When you finally say, you know what, I'm finna start joning back. When you join back and you get a certain reception from the crowd, you finna keep going because you like that reception. So we didn't been there, done that. I know I didn't been there, done that. Like, all right, man, y'all think he talking about me. Then you respond. It's like the crowd like, ooh, we like what he's saying. And you know what? You start feeding off that energy. Like, man, the crowd like what I was saying. Man, I'm finna keep joning on them. So you keep rolling with it. And that creates another monster. So you got to really just be mindful of certain things, man, because it's going to create a monster that you might not have been striving to create. So you never lose sight of like your purpose, man, no matter who was talking about you. Because at the end of the day, that's them and their insecurities. That's them and their problems. You can't allow that to knock you off your square. And I honestly feel like it did not bro off his square. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking some truths and whatnot, but I just feel like it didn't kind of knock him off his square a little bit. Just a little bit, man. And that's just me honestly assessing the situation. Because he started, you know what I'm saying? Like he started talking that talk, and then, you know, Matt Barnes was like, you know what, cool. We can box then. It's like then at that point, just go ahead and box it out. You ain't got to be on this platform, man. Just agree to some terms and box. Go ahead, get that situation going. Let the kids know that, hey, we ain't got to pull out these guns to settle differences. We gonna get in this ring. We gonna box. Let them see two black men have differences, and they get into the ring and they box, and then they shake hands after that. Let them see that. Let them see that. Oh, Tony. And again, like I said, I ain't denying any of that. I'm getting every angle from it. Like I said, when Kwame came out, man, I'm like, cool, man. Brothers out here defending himself. Cool. I'm all for it. But what I'm saying is, it's definitely just on a level of redundancy. It's getting a little old. Like, I don't know about y'all. I just can't. After a minute, I just get tired of listening to that when it's on that type of vibe. Like, and every time it seems like you're on the same type of vibe. So I feel like once you get that point across, then all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's like, all right, the approach is becoming the exact same, and it's getting a little redundant on my end. Yeah, and I had got the knowledge. I knew that about Charlemagne a minute ago. I forgot when that was like when not everybody, when people was talking about that though. I remember that when it came out. But like I said, man, I get it on both ends, man. I get it on both ends. But at the same time, and this is what I be trying to get people to understand, like at the same time, you got to look at it objectively. At the same time, where I understand where Kwame is coming from, I get it 100%. But at the same time, you got to understand what comes with the turf. When you are, it's basketball, sports. When you are drafted with the #1 overall pick, you have certain expectations. When you do not fulfill those expectations, you are subject to be severely criticized. And I know that you didn't ask to be drafted #1, but it happened. So when you are the #1 pick, you are expected to perform at a certain level. And when you don't, you are going to get drugged through the mud. They are going to drag you through the mud. That is going to happen. Just like when you was growing up and you talked all that talk, or you was balling and then you got shut down. Man, they talked about you. So that's part of it. That's part of it. It happens. Now, I'm not going to sit here and label him a bust or whatnot. But obviously, you know, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes ain't the only ones to say that. But obviously, man, you was drafted at a certain point, and it was expected of you to perform a certain type of way, just like all the other people that was drafted #1. You got expectations. That's you being drafted #1, meaning they feel like you are the best in this particular draft class. So if I'm considering you the best in this particular draft class, then we think that you should perform according to that. And it don't happen most of the time. But that's something that all of them cats got to walk around with. Just because they not publicly bashing some of these dudes, all these other dudes that was drafted #1 that didn't pan out, they got to walk around with that shame. They got to walk around with the fact that they were supposed to be the best person in that draft class, and they no longer in the league. They didn't do anything. So they all got to live with that. That's part of the game, man. That's part of the game. And I'm a basketball fan, so I'm not gonna lie. I'd be sitting here lying if I act like I wasn't one of the ones that was bashing him. I was a basketball fan. I played basketball. I was pretty solid. I played basketball, especially around the time he got drafted. I was a basketball player. That was all I played at that particular point. I didn't start playing football later. I was a basketball player. So in my mind, I was the way I looked at basketball, because I was short, obviously, and they was keep telling you it's a tall man, it's a big man's game. That's when it was a big man's game. So when I see somebody his size and he ain't dominating, I'm mad. I'm like, man, what is he doing? I wish I was that size. Like, that's how I was looking at it back then. So I was in the same category when I used to watch him back then. I'm like, man, what is he doing? Why did they pick him number one? Like, I was in the same boat as a basketball fan back in the day. Just like I looked at all the people that went number one that did not perform. So that comes with that territory, man. When you dominate in high school, when you dominate college, and you get to the league, they are expecting you to do the same thing. And when you don't, they like, what happened? And they don't want to hear many excuses. So that's part of the game. That's just me being objective once again. Yeah, it's Renzo. There you go. There you go. Under Drifter. Again, it ain't even about what we think and how we feel. Yeah, it could not be fair to put that pressure on somebody that's 17, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Like, we got to look at the world for the way that it is, not how we think it should be. LeBron James, King, they call this man King James coming out of high school. He lived up to it. He lived up to it. He put in that work. He lived up to it. So I mean, that pressure is gonna be on you, man. That's just the way that it goes. And I mean, it should it be like that? No, but that's what it is, man. It's nothing we could really do about it. You 17, you 18 back then, when you was getting drafted straight out of high school, man, that pressure was gonna come. It's gonna have to be there. But nothing you can do. If you that big, you dominating high school, they like, man, this dude gonna be the next big thing. That's just how I roll, man. Should it be like that? No, but that's the way that it is. That's the way that it is. And when you are a true baller, because if you're a true baller, then you know what you're not making excuses. So if you a true baller, you're not about to be like, man, they shouldn't be putting that pressure on me at 7. No, if you a baller, you gonna ball. You don't care about that pressure. Like, if you was a true baller, man, you cool with that pressure, man. No matter if you 17, no matter if you 18. You know, but some people perform well under pressure and some people don't. And that's just the way of the world. Some people can handle it, some people can't. Chaos Reign. That's one of my favorite books, Falsification of Consciousness by Amos Wilson. Amos Wilson is one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite. And there you go, Terenzo. There you go. Supreme law, definitely facts over feelings, man. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Like, it's like a job. When you at 18, when you able to get a job, man, you expected to be they paying you to do something, man. You are expected to do your best. If you don't do your best, you subject to get fired. You know? So, like, if I'm paying you millions, man, if we paying you millions to be that person on the team, man, we expect for you to do what's required for you to be the best that we know you can be. We paying you 60 million, we paying you 70 million, man. That's a nice investment. So we expect for you to be putting in work to become better. Like, that's what we expect. I'm not about to pay somebody 60, 70 million and be like, that's just too much pressure. Nah, I'm paying you this 60 to 70 million because I'm expecting you to put in work. Just like you putting in work in high school. Just like you would have put in work you went to college. Like, I'm expecting you to put in this work. We got these facilities. We paying you handsomely. You ain't got to worry about anything. All you got to do is come in here and put in your work. That's all you got to do. Terenzo, man, that's how we learn to ball, by playing with grown men. That's how we learn to ball. That's how we got better, man. We get on, I'm gonna go play with these grown men. I don't want to play with these people my age. That's how we learn to ball. Like, literally, that's how we learn to ball, man. That's how we learn to ball, playing with grown men. Like that created a lot of toughness. I'm gonna go play with these grown men. I'm 14. I'm gonna go play with the 16 and 17-year-olds. That's when I'm starting to eat. I'm in the second grade. I'm playing against the fifth graders. Like that's what I was always trying to play against people who was older than me. That's when you become better. That's how you become better. That makes you better. It's supposed to. What they say, survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. So it takes a strong individual to survive that type of atmosphere. That atmosphere ain't for everybody, man. Let's just be honest. That atmosphere ain't for everybody, man. Not everybody gonna make it. LeBron James, he made it. He was like, man, I don't care. I'm 18, 19. I'm finna dominate. So I'm LeBron James. So he was able to step up to the plate. Been plenty of people, man, that was in that same position, man. They just wasn't able to step up to the plate. Just wasn't able to do it. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is, man. But I get it though, man. You get talked about, you get tired of being talked about. You get tired of it, man. When you were supposed to be good at something, man, and it didn't pan out and people drilling you about it, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Man, listen, I was cool at basketball, man. Then I started playing football, lifting weights. Then my game suffered. So I essentially was not that good anymore, man. And people was talking about it, man. What happened to you, man? Dude ain't good. That bothered me, man. So you know what I'm saying? That led to me lashing out on some people, man. Like I can understand how that feels, man. When you was once good and dominating, then all of a sudden you looking like the average Joe. Like, man, that ain't a good fit. That don't feel good internally. Like, that, man, I used to be better than this. Or I used to be good, man. Why can't I dominate anymore? What's happening? So I know how that could take a toll on you just mentally, man. So I already know. Chaos, no doubt. And Terenzo, man, listen, playing with the people that's older than you and getting in the gloves was definitely some unwritten rules. When the gloves came out, I don't know if y'all was in neighborhoods where people had some gloves and we got into the boxing gloves or you slap box or whatever. But when it was time to throw on some gloves and slap box, if you didn't step up and take a challenge, like, that said a lot about you. That said a lot about you. That said a lot about you, man. As a man. See, people talking about real men and what real men do. Like, those were some things that we had to do. You had to play with your uncles. You had to play with them grown men who didn't care that you was 10 years younger than them and they just elbowing you, knocking you down. They didn't care anything about all that. You had to get in them gloves, man. You might have had to get in them gloves somebody bigger than you, and you had to hold your own. That's what you had to do. That's what we wasn't even men yet. We was young men, but we had to do those things. Like, you went out there, you was playing with people 10 years older than you. You couldn't even make an excuse. You couldn't be like, man, that dude just stronger than me because he older than me. Wasn't nobody accepting that. You better find a way. You better find a way. Like, come on, man. Like, that's the type. We was out here, man. We was out here doing crazy. I mean, we was out here playing football on concrete. Like, we was doing crazy things, man. We was doing these type of things, man. We was doing these type of things, man. Tony, I think I to be honest with you, because I didn't been in not on that I haven't been on that type of level though, but I've been a part of that, man. Him not producing at the level in which he knew he could produce or he thought he could produce, that impacts that has been eating away at him. So I feel like it's all of that. I feel like the fact that he did not produce at a high level in the league, I feel like that also plays a part into his response. I feel like we'd be lying to ourselves to act like that ain't play a major role in it, because he feels some type of way about his lack of production and people talking about it over the years. You would just be abnormal to say, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't bother me. Nah, man, you was Kwame Brown, man. You was picked #1. You was playing with Michael Jordan in his like last season ever. Like, you had a lot of things riding for you, man. A lot of people looking out for you. A lot of people expecting things from you, and you didn't necessarily produce in a manner that made sense. That eats away at you. That eats away at you, because you got to know and understand that every so often people are going to be calling you a bust. So that I know that bothered him. And he just, you know what? He say, all right, I done had enough. I'm just going to go ahead and respond. So I feel like that was part of it as well. Now the other stuff, most definitely, like people talk about the fam, people talk about brother, father, and all that. Most definitely, most definitely. But I think you got to factor in the fact that him being called a bust over 20 years, like definitely played a role in that response. Because who wants to continue to be called a bust for that long, especially when you had all those high expectations and you were supposed to be this good, or at least people thought that you were supposed to be this good. You may have thought you should have performed better. Like he know, if he being honest with himself, he know he didn't perform at a level that he knew that he was capable of, man. So that just gonna make you feel some type of way, man. That's just how I feel about the situation. That's gonna make you feel some type of way, man. And when you've been sitting on it for this long, it's only a matter of time before it comes out. It's only a matter of time before it comes out. So the fact that they just so happen to mention family members, like, all right, here we go. But like I said, man, I'm not even in total disagreement, man, with what he's saying and what he did. Not in total disagreement at all. I'm just not 100% riding with him. Because I don't 100% ride with anything, anybody. I'm gonna take away the best parts from it, and I'm also gonna kind of look at it and say, all right, man, you moving this way, and I feel like that's like an error, or I feel like that's more destructive. I feel like that's kind of toxic. But that don't necessarily mean I don't like you or I don't like you. Like I'm gonna analyze your approach. I'm gonna say, all right, you doing this well, and you moving this way. You can work on that. And I feel like that's just how it should be. That's how we should always analyze everything. Even if we feel like he's justified in the response. Either way, I don't care. If people talking about my family online, guess what? They don't really know my family. You know, so at the end of the day, man, somebody can talk about my peoples all day, every day, whether they know them or not. Even if they know them, that still ain't got nothing to do with me. That still ain't got nothing to do. You can talk about it, man. If you talk about my family over the internet, it's gonna be simple. All right, like if it's mom, dudes, if it's some family members that I'm close to, and you talking about them online, it's one of two things that's gonna happen. Because I'm not about to go back and forth with you online. We can meet up and we can hash things out in the physical, like in person, or we can just go ahead, go get in the gloves or something. I'm not about to go back and forth though. I'm not about to when you do that, when you start disrespecting the fam, when you start talking crazy to the fam, I don't have a bunch of ranting to do. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna propose some things to you. We can meet up and we can discuss this like men, or again, we can get in the gloves and we can do it that way. Like that's just it. I'm not the verb all that back and forth. Yo mama jokes like at 30. I'm not doing that. You talk about my moms on a platform. Talk about my pops on a platform. Talk about my brother and sister on social media platform. I'm like, all right, cool. You talked about mom dupes. All right, this is where you can meet me, or we can meet halfway. You want me to come to you? Cool. We can make this happen, but we finna have to sit down. We finna have to discuss this, and I ain't going back and forth. I don't have time for that. When you say some things that's just incorrect about family members, then I'm gonna give you some options. And if you choose to not take me up on those options, that's only gonna make you look bad. So at that point, that's all I must do. That's all I'm gonna do, man. Because again, we got other matters at hand. We got other matters to tend to. And that's just how we're gonna approach the situation, man. Especially if the people don't know your peoples, then man, I don't even care. Like you don't even know my peoples, man. So I don't even entertain you. Just saying some stuff that ain't even true. So I'm not even gonna entertain you. Like you don't even know what you're talking about. Like you don't even know what you talking about my moms and you just giving inaccurate information. I don't even care at this point. Truth ain't gonna hurt me because it ain't even true. What you saying ain't hurt me because it's not true. But if you saying something like if you personally know him, and if you saying something, I feel like, all right, hold up, hold on, we're gonna have to meet up. We're gonna have to meet up. Point blank, period. That's just how it goes, man. That's how we didn't always settle the differences, man. That's how we didn't always settle differences, man. That's how we didn't always did it. That's how we did it as kids growing up. That was the way all differences got settled when I was growing up. People talk. You said something about Mom Dukes. We was finna fight. And after that, we may shake hands. We may be cool. But like you start talking crazy about people, then we about to fight. We ain't finna keep. We about to fight. Like, man, what you say about we about to go in. The people that went, the people that was going back and forth was really the ones that was afraid of smoke. They didn't want to get down when it was time to get down. You know, doing all this back and forth nonsense. Listen, you got something to say like that that's personal, then that means you have a personal problem with me, and we gonna settle it this way. So that is what it is. I honestly, in my humble opinion, I just be it get kind of just it gets kind of weird, man. When we start going back and forth like that, just it gets kind of weird in my perspective, man. In my opinion, it gets a little weird when we do it, man. I feel like that's just not something that we should make a thing of doing. Like, I'm going to go back and forth. We gonna play these back and forth games, even if the people not responding. I'm gonna just keep on talking about them. Like, all right, man. Terenzo, Scrap Alley, man. That sounds legit. Scrap Alley. That's where, man, we gotta bring that back. We gotta bring Scrap Alley back. Scrap Alley sound powerful. But my thing is, man, I just like to see some different things trend and go viral for you know what I'm saying, for a change. Like, man, we got a lot of brothers and we got a lot of sisters doing a lot of positive things that go under the radar. Like, people don't even know some of these people are doing positive things, and they on the same platforms. People just ain't gravitating towards them. People just ain't gravitating towards them, man. We got to, just like you gravitate towards the entertainment, man, please gravitate towards the education. Is balance, dealing equality, man. You got to have balance in your life. So we got to exercise that balance, man. We got to exercise that equality, man. And we're not doing that. It's cool to be entertained, but it's also cool to be educated. Matter of fact, like I said, education is entertaining. Education is entertaining. Being informed is entertaining. Like, to find out something that you didn't know, that is exciting, man. That's entertaining. You didn't know that, now you know. Or you didn't know that, now you got some research to do because you're trying to confirm what somebody said because they gave you some information that you never heard before. It's entertaining. What they call KRS-One, them call it edutainment. Edutainment, man. That's education and entertainment combined. Edutainment. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, man. Listen, I got a client that I train, man. She in a little book club, man, and she was talking about the books they be reading. It's a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, a little fictional books, the little books that a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of women be reading, little fictional books with no substance. And I was, you know what I'm saying, I started rambling off books to her, man, and I rambled off 48 Laws of Power. That's one of the books. I said, man, if you want to understand how these white folks move out here, man, read 48 Laws of Power. You want to understand the people that's ahead in this, not ahead, but you want to understand the people that's over this power structure, read the 48 Laws of Power. That's how they get down. Man, she started reading that book. She was like, man, this book very interesting. So that's what it is, man. It's like, man, that's you know what I'm saying? You reading that book, you like, man, I'm seeing how they get down. Like, wow. Like, I didn't think about some of this stuff in there, man. Like, that's come on, man. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool, man. It's a time and place for everything, man. It's a time, play, man. You got a lot of hours in a day. You got plenty of hours to be entertained. You got plenty of hours to be educated. Balance it out. But we spend most of our time striving to be entertained and wonder why our situation is the way that it is, man. Because you striving to spend all these hours that you have, your spare time, being entertained instead of being educated, instead of focusing on your fitness. And Tony, that's exactly what I'm saying. He being a hypocrite in a bunch of different ways. And I hate to say it because, like I say, it is funny. But not only is he being a hypocrite by calling them feminine and he's sitting there ranting, throwing them jokes, but he also being a hypocrite because he said that they use their platform to tear down black men. And that's essentially what he is doing. Like, he's essentially doing the same exact thing. Yes, these people said something about him, but he's still doing exactly that as well. He ain't really been talking about white people. So and that's one thing he said. He was like, man, I don't see y'all talking about white people on y'all platform. And he's kind of doing the same exact thing. Whether or not we get why he's doing it, but that's something that he called them out on. So it's like, I got to call it out. I got to deal, like I said, dealing that equality, man. I got to be fair across the board. They haven't used their platform just to solely tear down black folk. So that's not true. Being somebody that's emotional and they spit it a certain type of way, it sounds funny, but they don't necessarily make it true though. Don't necessarily make it true, man. But like Steven Jackson, that ain't no slouches, man. Y'all seen the brawl in the past. Y'all seen Steven Jackson go up in the crowd, man, fighting with his teammates, man. We saw all that go down. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't seen him get down, man. I'm actually a fan of Steven Jackson, by the way, man. I'm Steven Jackson. I've always liked Steven Jackson. I ain't never really had no problem with the kid. I'm a fan of Steven Jackson. Yeah, Dominique, man, they be watching reality shows. They complain all day, and then they hit you with the "I'm bored." Man, it's so much out here to learn. How are you walking around talking about you are bored? That don't even make it. It's impossible to be bored. It's impossible, man. It's impossible to be bored with all this information out here. You could literally, man, listen. When you could live to 100, and you could be an avid reader, and at 100, you still won't know nothing if you read every day. Like, that's how much information it is to obtain out here or attain out here. Call for president. Sex sells, controversy sells. O's your main two. So if you want to sell something, man, if you want to get your name out there, man, just be controversial or sell some sex. That's it. Seduce the people, man, or go ahead and be controversial, man. That's it. You want to do though, you want to get your name out here, man. That's all you got to do. You want to get some recognition out here, man. You want your name to pop. That's what you do. And then once you get some momentum from it, then you ride the wave. You ride that wave, man. You ride the wave until the wheels fall off. That's what we do. Jay Rocker, man, no doubt. Knowledge everywhere, man. There is not one place where you can't find some information. Oh, Dominique, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, you can take a lot of Jews from the fictional books. But you know the books I'm talking about that the women be read, like the little Zane book, like some of them, them type of little joints, man. But you can take some Jews from some fiction joints. But she was like, man, she trying to balance it out and have some like informative books along the book club, but they ain't trying to hear it. So she brought up some books, man, that I thought was interesting. I forgot the exact title, but she was like, nah, they don't want to read these joints. So I'm like, damn, man, they not trying to deal with some balance. See, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Like, I 100% agree with what you just said, CC, man. 100%, man. I don't disagree with that at all. Oh, Magic, no doubt, man. It's plenty of solid fictional joints, plenty of solid joints. Just gotta take the lesson. Yeah, Carl, man, like the quote goes, man. Wise man knows that he knows nothing at all. So I tell people all the time, I don't know nothing. I don't know anything, man. I tell people that's one of my mottos. That's one of my favorite quotes, man. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. The more that I learn, the more I realize that I don't know. I've always said those things. That's why I'm always striving to learn. That's what creates that desire, that thirst for that knowledge, man. Because it's like the more I read, man, the more I realize, like, dang, man, I don't know nothing. So that's gonna inspire me to want to gather some more information, man. So I love the process. I love the process, man. It's a beautiful process, man. I love it. I love learning, man. I love doing the knowledge. I love studying. I love researching. I just love reading. I love all of those type of things, man. Because like I said, man, you just be uncovering a lot of different worlds, man. You get lost within these books, man. You get lost within these books. Y'all see the books behind me, man. You get lost within these books. These books, man, just open your mind to a lot of different possibilities, man. A lot of different realms. So I'm a big fan, man. Big fan of information, big fan of knowledge, big fan of education, big fan of reading, proper education. Let me say that. Zoe King, peace. What's going on, man? But I'm a big fan of it, man. Again, like I said, I study life around me. Y'all know how that go. So I'm studying everything, man. Listen, I study everything. I study life around me, man. So I literally study everything, any and everything. If I want to learn something about it, man, I'll buy a book on it. I'm gonna watch some documentaries on it. I'm gonna look up some articles about it. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits, man. If I want to learn about something, I'm going to learn about it. Nothing is off limits, man, because we got access to it, man. Especially now, it's easy to attain that access to it. So if you want to find out something, man, if it's something that you feel like you want to learn how to do it. If you in a certain type of position in your life and you're not too satisfied with it, learn how to get out of it. It's a lot of information out here that will instruct you on how to get out of your particular situation. I mean, it's information on everything, man. It's information on everything. So whatever problem you face, guess what? It's a formula. It's a recipe to solve it. It's a recipe to start whatever problem you face in your life. It's a recipe out here to solve it. It's somebody that didn't live before you or that's living currently that has solved the same problem that you facing. Got to do the knowledge to the things out here, man. You got to do the knowledge to the things, to the people, to the places out here. And you're going to find all the answers that you need. But you can't be walking around entertaining foolishness, then saying I'm bored. Oh, I don't like reading. I don't want to hear that. I don't using too many big words, like stuff like that. You can't be walking around with that type of mentality. Lachelle, 100%. Universe is my class. Universe. Then you got university. See, they call it a university for a reason. They call it a university for a reason, man. It ain't a coincidence that that's what they call. That's what they call it, university. It is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that that's what they refer to it as. Dominique, 100%, man. You know I agree with that, man. Always. I always got several books in my book bag, man. I keep a book bag with me, loaded up with some books, some notebooks, some pens, some highlighters. Like I'm always keeping those things on me. Always. You ain't gonna never catch me without a book. That's almost like catching somebody without the gun, man. You ain't gonna never catch me slipping. You ain't gonna never catch me slipping without the book. Like if I'm without a book, I feel like you didn't call me slipping. So it's not gonna go down like that. You ain't catching me slipping. I'm always have a book on me. I'm gonna always have that book, man. I stay strapped. I stay strapped with the books. Stay strapped with it, man. I stay strapped with that information. Stay strapped with that knowledge. Stay strapped with the education, man. Stay strapped. So you never gonna catch me slipping, man. I'm always have some books in the chamber, man, ready to unload. Ready to unload, man. I'm ready. I'm always ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, man. So I always got this book bag right here next to me right now. Always keep the book bag, man. I'm stay ready. Rodney, 100%, man. That's the move, man. That's the move. That's the move, man. I stay to myself. I stay out the way, and I'm just striving to learn, man. So I'm just doing what I got to do, doing my duty. Then I retreat back to my little cage, man, and I just do my little knowledge, man. I ain't trying to do too much out here, man. That's all it is, man. I'm just trying to fulfill my little purpose, man. Carry out my duty and learn what I can learn in my time here, man. That's it. I value my peace, man. So I just strive to be centered, educated, and just fulfilling my duty and my purpose, man. That's it. That's all I'm doing. All the extra stuff, man, I don't really too much care about it. I don't need all the extra unnecessary things out here, man. I'm past that. I'm past that. I entertained a lot of foolishness in my 20s, man. I entertained a lot of foolishness when I was 18, 17, 16, 19. I entertained all the foolishness then. I'm good. I'm burnt out on it, man. I'm burnt out on it, man. I entertained enough foolishness during that particular period of time. Look, I entertained enough foolishness then. Let me just keep it simple. So I did all my entertaining then. At some point, it got to get old. It has gotten old for me. It has gotten old for you, man. I don't really too much care about a lot right now in regards to all that nonsense, man. So people be like, oh, man, you see this, is this, that, and the third. I'm like, man, but what is it going to do for you, man? That's kind of where I'm at in my life right now, man. Because I didn't, like I said, I didn't entertain enough, man. I didn't entertain enough of the BS, man. I've done it. I've been a part of it. Been a part of it. Like I used to be that dude, man. I used to be that dude. Y'all done seen little snippets of it. I used to be that dude going back and forth, man. I used to be that. I used to throw some things out there that I knew would get the people riled up just to see what type of response I could get from them. Man, I used to be that. I used to be on all that. I ain't trying to be on that anymore, man. What's the point in that? The people that need to hear what I got to say, guess where they at? They tuned in right now. So the people that need to hear what I got to say, they tuned in right now. Point blank, period. And some of them going to tune in later because they're not able to be tuned in right now. So they're going to go back and rewind it and rewatch it. So I keep it that simple, man. The people that need to hear what I got to say, they hear right now. It's that simple, man. I'm keeping it simple, man. I ain't striving to do too much out here, man. It's enough chaos in it. It's enough chaos in this world, man. I don't need to add on to it. I don't need to become a part of it. I got to add on to my peace, man. I got to add on to me being centered. I got to remain balanced. That's all I'm focused on, man. Because we got a lot to deal with in regards to the outside world, man. So you got to prepare yourself for the battle, man. Because when you got to go deal with the masses and deal with the public, it's a battle. It's a battle, man. You battling. With every other person you come in contact with trying to knock you off your square in regards to your peace and your sanity. So it's a battle, man. You got to be equipped. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to defend your peace and your sanity out here. You got to be ready to protect your peace and sanity out here. And that's sad. But that's the way that the world is, man, because the world is so toxic. The world is so acidic. The world is so stressed. So they always striving to bring you down to that level. So you really got to be on your guard out here. You cannot let your guards down, because the moment that you do, you become a product of that type of environment. I don't want to become a product of that type of environment. Like, I produce the environment. So I'm not about to become a product of it. I'm not one of those ones, man. I produce environments. I don't become a product of them. So I know and understand my power, man. So I ain't got to be. I'm not becoming a product of that environment, man, because I know and understand my power. I definitely know and understand my power. Most people don't, though. So that's how they become a product of their environments. Anais. And when you say the world is trying to kill you, and that's the thing. Good luck trying to kill me. Like, if the world's trying to kill me, that's what I tell the world. Good luck, because you're not gonna succeed. Hey, Thunder Scorpion, man, Zion man. I ain't gonna say I thought I was the only one that bumped him, but man, yeah, that's underground. CC, and that's the thing, man. I wish that age came with that wisdom. But for the most part, you see a bunch of childish adults out here, a bunch of childish elderly people. So as you grow older, you're supposed to get wiser, but that ain't really what be happening for the most part. So I'm just trying to be a reflection of that particular perception right there, or perspective. Like I'm striving to, as this age increases, I'm striving to increase in wisdom. I even look at my hair like that. Listen, I'm growing along with my locks. So as my locks got longer, or as my locks get longer, I'm supposed to be getting wiser, man. I'm growing along with the locks, man. So that's why these locks are important to me. I'm growing along with them. So when you see my locks growing, know that I'm growing. It's evolution. Evolution, man. I'm growing. We growing. It's growth. I'm all about that growth. Tony, no, I have not seen that one. But nice, man. Wiser every day, wiser every second. That's how we supposed to move, man. Wiser every day, wiser every second. That's how we operate. We get wiser by the second around here, man. That's how we supposed to do it, man. We get wiser by the second. We evolve by the second. Yeah, nice. They can always try to take us down, man. They can always try to defeat us. They can always try to kill us. Guess what? They will definitely not succeed. They will definitely not conquer us. They won't conquer me for sure. No matter how hard they try. Terenzo, you already know, man. That me against the world, that makes you want to bump some Tupac, man, because that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Me against the world. Rodney, I ain't read that joint. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, Dominique, the older people be worse than the kids, then wonder where the kids getting it from. Like, they just a reflection of you. So that's why these generations don't be turning out any better, because look who raising them. The generation that's raising them are no better than they are. So you sit here want to blame the younger generation when you raise them to be that way. So of course, man, like that's why the cycle continues. The cycle continues, man, because again, we being raised by toxic folks. Therefore, we turn out toxic. Gotta break the cycle. Gotta break the cycle. And that's on us, man. That's on the people that know better. We gotta break the cycle. We know better, so we do better. So that's on us, man. That's our duty. That's our role. That's our position. That's our purpose. Oh, Magic Rims, you already know. You already know, man. We got plenty of kids out here, man, that surpass the adults. You even got some adults that start hating on their kids, man. When they see their kids making better moves than they made, you got some parents out here that'll be jealous of that, jealous of their own children. Supposed to want to see your children do better than you. Some parents can't handle that. Some parents that literally get jealous of the success of their children. So you have stuff like that literally exists. That's trash and that's tragic. You out here jealous of your own child succeeding and doing better than you. That's what's supposed to happen, fam. That's what's supposed to happen. But now you finna hate. You about to hate on your own children. You about to hate on your own children because they went out here and did better than you. They went out here and analyzed your life and say, well, I'm not gonna move this type of way because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm gonna like how that's gonna turn out for me. So I'm gonna move this way, and you gonna hate on them. Man, you supposed to congratulate that child. You supposed to applaud that child. You supposed to praise that child. Man, you moved a different way. You moved in a different manner than your father, and you doing better. I likes that. I like that. I applaud that. Negro, man, and it's a lot of toxic family out here that's raised. There's a lot of toxic parents out here raising these children. It's a lot of that. Magic Realms, man. I've seen a lot of people get sabotaged by their own family. It's crazy. Santriez, quote of the day. Anaya, definitely be careful, man. Definitely be careful in that particular situation. Definitely be careful. Yeah, so definitely be careful in that particular situation. That's crazy. Tony, no doubt. You said it's about the food in our communities will influence your music, vegan. Oh, then hold on. Vegan music artists, doctors, etc., athletes, and so on. Most definitely. Dominique, man, Pac was ahead of his time, man, with what he spoke on. And Nero, man, that's unfortunate, man. Like I know plenty of people that fit that same bill, man. That's unfortunate, man. Thunder, yeah, hey, man. I be having to get on myself about journaling and meditating consistently. Like I do it from time to time, and I fall off. So I gotta just do it. I gotta just remind myself to do it every freaking day because it's therapeutic. Oh yeah, Nias, definitely don't tell her that. Do not tell her that. Yeah, you doing good on that. I know how that go. I know how that go for sure. You got to be mindful who you share your dreams and your aspirations with. Definitely don't share that. That comes back to harm you for sure. Yeah, so we definitely know how that go. Yeah, you gotta be mindful, man, who you share your goals with. Because you got people, man, that's what that dude T Grizzly say, praying on my downfall. You got people that's literally doing that, man. So when you share your dreams with these individuals, they gonna smile in your face, but deep down they hoping that you fail. They can't wait to see you fail. You don't need that type of energy in your life. So when you know that there's people around you that's the type of energy that they gonna possess, don't share anything with them. They just gonna see the finished product. Because last thing you need is somebody hoping that you fail, hoping that you fall. Dominique, you say you reading anything good right now? For sure. Matter of fact, grab my book bag. Y'all already know. Grab the book bag, man. You ask me what I'm reading, I'm already reading something. Let me grab that book bag, man. Right now I'm on the health tip, man. So I'm reading this book, this vegan, pretty much a vegan bodybuild about a vegan bodybuilder, Robert Cheek. I don't know if y'all know about him, but this mug called Shredded. Good little joint. It show you how to get shredded, man, how to get swole on a plant-based vegan type of diet, man. So it's a pretty good book. That's what I'm rocking with right now. So it's letting you know how to go and get swole while eating them plants, while eating that grass, as people like to say. So that's what I'm doing the knowledge to right now. That's what I'm doing the knowledge. So that's why I say I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. So once people start asking me questions about, I'm like, boom, here go this book right here. Bow. Where do you get your protein from? Boom, read this book. I got plenty of other books, man, but I'm always doing the knowledge things, man, so that I can stay sharp. But that's a pretty solid book, man. Pretty solid book. Shredded. Robert Cheek, man. Go and get that book. If you looking to get swole, if you looking to get shredded, cut up on that plant-based vegan type of lifestyle, man, that book is for you. That book is for you, man. So if you've been trying to build muscle by going vegan or going plant-based, that's the book. That's the book. Guarantee you that you're gonna see some results if you follow us in this book. So y'all see how I go, man. I'm one of the ones. I'm gonna give you the books. Like I'm gonna give y'all the books, man. That's why I'm gonna give people credit. I ain't finna be like, you know what? I ain't gonna give y'all no credit. Then I'm gonna just write the book. Then have y'all buy my book. Nah, I ain't got no book out on it right now. So boom, get this. Get that joint. Dominique, man, I saw it. I ain't get a chance to respond though. But no doubt though, I saw it. Right on for that though. Yeah, but for sure, man, y'all gotta get that shredded joint, man. Get that shredded. So y'all can get swole, man. Y'all can build that muscle on that plant-based vegan lifestyle, man. So y'all can go ahead and let these haters know that you can get swole, you can get strong eating that grass, man. So that's a very, very critical book. I'm just about done with it, man. So I have another book for y'all here shortly that I'll be doing the knowledge to. Sometimes I'll be doing the knowledge like 3 or 4 books at one time, but now I'm just trying to read one book at a time, slow it down. So now I'm on that type of vibe right now. Oh yeah, Dominique, grass is good for sure. I read another book he got too about vegan bodybuilding. So this is the second book that I read by dude, man, and he be having some jewels. Like I said, he pretty informative, man. So I fool with it. I definitely fool with it. Tony named Robert Cheeke. Cheeke. But man, with that being said, y'all, speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and tap out for the night, man. Cool with that 2-a-day. Take me back to college. I mean, not college, but well, shoot, we did 2-a-days in college football too. But no, it's take me back to high school football doing them 2-a-days, man. I did 2-a-day on the stream. So I didn't serve my time, man. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out for the rest of the night, man. Try to kick back, do some knowledge, and get my grub on a little bit, man. Just relax before I gotta go take on these clients tomorrow, man. So this was a nice stream again. Appreciate the, you know what I'm saying? I got a little cash out there. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate everybody that tapped in and just listen to what I had to say, man. It's always a positive and productive stream, man. Don't be too much nonsense and foolery going on in the stream, in the chat, all that good stuff, man. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Sunday. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all tomorrow for sure. So be on the lookout. If not, y'all definitely will see me on Tuesday. But I'm out, y'all, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Sunday. Peace.